Okay, we are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented Andrea Kay, the always urban Miar, always incredible urban Miar. She's always urban, too.
Always there.
So always there. And we have with us one of our special segments this week, featuring Alexandra German and one of her guests. So welcome, Alexandra.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Barry. Hi, Andrea.
So, and we have to teach Alexandra how not to do the Andrea trick where we can't get her off her phone while we have her on the radio.
Well, you know what? Alex is like a lot of us gals that can multitask, Barry. We can walk and chew gum. We can bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan. And
I don't want to hear it.
And we can work our phone while we're talking on the radio. Right,
so,
Alex, baby?
Okay,
right.
So you multitasking. What happened to those chicken tacos yesterday?
I'm sorry, was that my job to bring you the chicken tacos?
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, we got to remind everybody it's Cinco de Mayo. Wish everybody a happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
What happened to chicken tacos?
Well,
you know, it's a beautiful day in the radio world today. So
exactly.
Anyway, well, welcome, Alexandra, and let's talk a little bit about you. You're heading up our segment with women in business here in San Diego.
Yes. And thank you so much, Barry, for adopting me into your program.
Ooh, I'm adopting people now.
I know. I've got another child that's going to call you Boss Daddy here on the show.
No. But if I'm going to adopt anybody, they should definitely look like Alexandra. So anyway, we have with us as well is you've brought one of your guests, Shanon Leader from Elite Escrow.
Yes, I love Shanon. I know Shanon for many years, and I never knew Shanon was a DJ and radio host. I just found out probably 6 months ago that she was a DJ and radio host for 25 years. No wonder she's so much fun.
No wonder she can talk well, right? And be articulate.
Yes, and also she has a great heart. What I love about her that she actually hosts masterminds for women in her house, and I was in one a few months ago. And
what is masterminds for women? What is that?
She invites successful realtors, business women, and we talk about business planning. We talk about our goals, our business problems, business issues, and people give each other support. I remember I was talking about being late because I'm always late. And it was a great advice from one of the ladies that they said, well, I think, other people feel disrespected when you're late. And I never thought about it from other people's perspective. Mm-hmm. It was always my perspective. So that was good. And
so now you're focusing on being on time everywhere.
Yes, I'm almost there.
Yeah. Now you're only, like 5 minutes late?
There's something missing there, but anyway.
So she's been hosting masterminds. Now, what got you, let's talk a little bit about your background. How did you go from, broadcaster on radio and other things into becoming a leader of women in business and getting involved in escrow business?
It's kind of a funny story. I did radio for quite a long time, and then the industry's changed quite a bit, and companies were consolidated, and people were doing more and more work for less pay. And I got to the point where I just felt like it was time to do something else. So I needed to make a career change, and I wanted to do it rather quickly. So I got my real estate license and started selling real estate for Newman & Newman. And in my first year there, I was Rookie of the Year, so I was having a great success selling real estate.
Wow.
But
it says something for you, and most of our listeners probably don't know this, but I'll share. The fact that you got on with Newman & Newman is a statement in itself.
Yeah.
Okay, they're
Top
quite
firm.
a firm.
Yeah, they are really good at what they do, and it was a fantastic opportunity for me. Not only in the training that they provided me for sales, but it was just a great company, a great group of people. And that sort of sparked my interest in doing these groups and goal setting, et cetera, because we would do a lot of that on the team. And I realized how important it is, and I always say, write it down, make it happen, which is the title of a book that I've read. And it's so true. If you set an intention and go forward with it and really work towards it, you usually can get to where you need to be.
That's something that, Alex, I think you do every year, don't you? At the beginning of every year, you journal what your goals are for that year and your intentions?
I actually do it every quarter now. And I read somewhere that it's good to do it every day.
Wow.
Oh, it's good to at least look at your goals every day.
Okay.
And, because when you see your goals, you know where you're going, and you already see what you achieved. But, even writing the goals down every year helped me so much, because one time I wrote my goals and I forgot about that paper, and I think a year later I found it, and I figured that I reached almost every single goal on that page.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that's one of the benefits, too, at the end of the year when you go back and review and realize all the stuff you've accomplished. It's amazing. And one of the things that I ask the ladies to do when we get together is write down what they've accomplished. Because that gives you a sense of empowerment when you look and say, even if it's, not just this 1 year, say you write down what the big things you've accomplished in the last 5 years, you realize as you're setting your goals, if you really put your mind to it, nothing's too hard or unachievable. You just have to take the steps to do it. I think most people say, I want to do X, and then they go gung-ho, and then they get frustrated because it doesn't happen instantly.
Right. Right.
This is sort of a roadmap.
Well, the thing that keeps being referred to here, which I believe in, you talk a lot about journaling. Okay, journaling is kind of like, if you want to learn your direction and you're driving, if you drive it, you usually remember it. If you're sitting in the passenger seat, you're paying attention to everything else. Yet, if you are working on any type of business or anything that you need to be involved in, if you journal it, if you write it down, something changes about how you remember and how you deal with things. I think journaling is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, that's a great analogy, being behind the wheel versus sitting in the passenger seat, taking control of it and putting that focus on it makes all the difference.
So you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170, theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, and our guests are Shanon Leader from Elite Escrow and Alexandra German from Coldwell Banker. So I have to ask you this question, Shanon, too. Since this segment and this program is about striving for balance, and you've been very successful in business. You had an amazing life, and you also have a very successful marriage. You've been married for 25 years, and I see you and your husband. You guys appear so happy. You travel. Your husband is a DJ, right? Mm-hmm. And can you share some secrets? What can you teach the rest of us about being successful in a relationship?
Well, I think it comes down to, once again, like the key word is balance. When I first got into broadcasting, I was so career focused that I didn't have, I had fun at my job, but I didn't have outside fun. So one of the exercises that we do in the goal setting group is the wheel of life to see where your balance and imbalances are. And I learned that from the Newman team. So that gave me an opportunity to realize what I needed to work on. And then once again, putting focus there. The relationship with my husband, I think, is unique because we both are in careers that is very social and needs to be for us to be successful, and we understand that. And I think one of the keys for people is maybe they don't understand the other person's demands a lot of times, and then it becomes an area of confrontation or conflict when it doesn't really need to be. A lot of times in many jobs, you have to be social with other people. And if you don't have someone who trusts you and supports you, if you're out late at night or on the weekends or doing whatever, just like your job, then you're going to have a problem. Mm-hmm. So it comes down to trust and communication, not taking each other for granted.
And respect.
Right.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Right. Well, this show is Close Up on San Diego Business, so I'm going to go back to business at hand real quick. Mm-hmm. Elite Escrow.
Elite Escrow is fantastic.
Let's talk about that. So you are the largest independent escrow company in San Diego?
Pretty much. I think we're definitely one of the largest, and there's very few independents left. Most escrow and title companies are either owned. Escrow companies are owned by title, or they're owned by a brokerage house, the big real estate firms. And we're one of the few independents out there, and it is a locally run company by two, I call it a mom and mom shop. Okay. Two women, Karen Viennes and Gina Engelstad. They took over Claremont Mesa Escrow, I believe, in 1971. Sometime, right. Been around for a while. And they combined that with Dawson Escrow and then created Elite Escrow. We actually have employees that have worked there through all of this.
Wow.
I mean, it's one of those companies that when you get a job there, you don't ever want to leave. It's a fantastic company.
So tell me, this is really what Close-Up's all about. Where we want to band together the small local independents. How does Elite Escrow compete in an environment that is dominated by the big boys?
Well, we try and do it with our customer service. I mean, we always say experience the elite difference. We really work on being available to our clients, answering the phone. One of the big complaints you hear a lot about escrow is it just always goes to voicemail. They never return my calls, We really, really work on our customer service. We try and go above and beyond. I had a situation with a client, this was a year or so ago, and he was working with an escrow officer in my office who had gone home for the day, but he needed something desperately to get FedExed. I think it was to his lender. I can't remember all the details. And it was about 6 o'clock. So I found another escrow officer who was still there, and she did the work for us, even though it wasn't her file. And then I ran it down to FedEx at 7 o'clock at night. Not a lot of companies will do that. I see the girls going in on the weekends. Like I said, we just try and do things a little bit above and beyond so that people do get the elite difference.
Great. Well, I think there's a huge advantage to having an independent escrow company to get everything done the way you want it done.
Well, also a lot of people have misconception of thinking that real estate agents choose what escrow is going to be in the transaction, but it's actually a client that chooses escrow and title. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, and clients who buy and sell real estate, it's their right to choose the title and escrow. So if you are buying or selling a house, it's your right to, look at different escrows and titles, and you choose the one that you want to represent you. And of course, there are going to be negotiation with the other side, but it's not the agent that chooses the title and escrow in a transaction.
Right. Well, most clients don't know that, but I think it is very important.
Most clients don't know it, and most managers of offices will encourage their agents to use the in-house services because it makes money for them. Let's face it.
Right.
But in reality, we're supposed to be a neutral third party, and it's hard to be neutral when you're owned by the company who's not only, the listing agent and the lender and the home warranty. I mean, a lot of these companies have everything. So How is that neutral?
Right.
Incredible.
Yeah. In a transaction, a client has the right to choose every service provided, home warranty, escrow title, whatever is, inspections.
Right. Well, truth be told, the market is still really controlled by the realtor, so it's a function of who works well with the realtor. Does the client have the ultimate choice? Yes, but the client typically trusts the realtor to make that choice for him. Yeah,
unless the client decides to go with this escrow or title, and then that's their choice.
Yep. So, we are running short on time here. Do us a favor. Let us know how we find out more about Elite Escrow.
Well, Elite Escrow, I just want to say before we wrap it up, not only do we do residential, we do business-to-business sales, bulk sales, and everything from mobile homes to million-dollar mansions. You can find us online at eliteescrowservices.com or call the main office at 858-560-4781.
Great. Well, Shanon and Alexandra, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.